Good morning. Have you ever heard of transparency as a spiritual practice? That's one of the key factors in this video practice that I'm doing is transparency. And I thought maybe I could share a little bit about that with you today. And for the sake of transparency, I will clarify that when I say things like, this is what I was thinking about, what that really means is, this is what's come through today for me to share. Because it's not really so much about me thinking of what I'm going to talk about today, but just being really present and open to what wants to come through today. And sometimes that's in relation to what's going on, outside sometimes in the world around me, or in myself, in my mind and my emotions, or my body even. And that's all transparency too. It's just being really honest about what's going on and where we are and that kind of thing. And why it's important is because when we are transparent, we're much more present and in the moment and connected with deeper levels of reality and the divine and our deeper self, and all just feels like words. In the old paradigm, the world we're coming out of, it was thought to be of benefit, like the preferred way of being was to be opaque. Having a poker face was a good thing, and having a stone face was even better. And that's like the opposite of transparency. That kind of thinking, that was a mindset of hiding, of less than honesty, if not actual deceit, and trying to create an impression. It was like wanting to give other people this little image of you, put this little image in their heads of who you are and who you want them to see you as, to think that you are. And what that results in is a whole lot of layers of barriers and shutting down and hiding and dishonesty, however mild that may be. I mean that in a way of a lack of complete honesty. And the more we do that, the less we are open to the divine coming through. Because what we're doing is we're putting up all these barriers and all of these walls, and we're wearing all of these masks that are keeping us away from everybody else, keeping us away from the divine, and keeping us away from ourselves, as well as just being present with what really is and being okay with that. So all of that gets in the way, and in a spiritual practice, what we're aiming to do is remove all those layers of ego and hiding and secrets and deceit and of everything. And that's what transparency is about. On an advanced spiritual path, at some point, if you have a teacher, a guide, who's, yeah, when I say that, I mean, it's assumed that they're fully awakened themselves, because otherwise there's no telling what could happen. But if you have like an actual, what we might call a guru, the original meaning of guru, which was an enlightened master who was mentoring you on the path, they would give you a transparency practice of some sort at some point when you're ready for it. And it often means making a list of less than truths, or things that you regret, or secrets that you're holding, or hidden shames and that you're holding within you, or guilt, or that kind of thing. And it can be kind of excruciating, but it's also incredibly liberating just to be real, just to be really honest and true. So that's part of my practice here. And that's why I'm doing it in the way I'm doing it. I'm just waking up in the morning and doing my meditation and running a comb through my hair, and I don't have I don't have makeup on. I don't have, I'm just wearing my normal, everyday, comfortable clothing. And sometimes my hair is really interesting, but it's real. I want to be a little bit presentable, so that ideally my appearance is not just so distracting to people that it's taking away from the words. And at the same time, I'm just being real. In the same way, I don't know what I'm going to say when I pick up this phone. I have an idea. Something's come through to me and it says, let's do this today. And then I come on and I am open to what wants to come through. And that's why there's pauses, and that's why, my eyes kind of look away from the camera. And that's what it's like when you're catching something and not just speaking from ego. Wow, ego really looks like it knows what it's doing, and it wants to really look like it's got all its ducks in a row, right? But transparency is showing another face, and it's showing not having all the ducks in a row, not knowing what I'm going to say ahead of time, not being all polished and perfect. There are times when I say things and I realize later that I made a mistake, or I don't know, maybe I went too far or something, but I'm leaving them in, and that's part of the transparency as well. I'm not editing out anything except for, occasionally loud noises and stuff. And that's, I'm hoping, giving you permission to be real too, to not think you have to know what you're going to say before you say it, because that's just, all in your mind. I hope I'm giving you permission to open and be patient when the divine wants to speak through you. Because if we're in a rush, or we're trying to control everything, like how we look, or what we're going to say, or how we're coming across, or what our message is, or what we're attempting to accomplish, then we're closing out that voice that guides us, and that voice that teaches, that can teach someone something really profound, and is teaching us that at the same time. And that's the gift of transparency. That's one of the gifts of transparency. So that's what transparency is about. And it's challenging when we want to make people like us, or when we want to people please, or when we want to, subtly manipulate to get a certain reaction or a certain outcome. Transparency means that we have to let go of all of that and just be real and present and accept what is. And it's freeing. It's just, there's so much more peace and relaxation in that than in trying to second guess what other people might be thinking, or what they want to hear, or how they're going to think about you, or when in fact that's got nothing to do with you. Like what anybody thinks of us has at least 99% more to do with them than with us. So we can't control the little image of us that's in somebody else's head. All we can do is be the best that we can be. And for me, that means transparency and presence and openness to the divine. So that's my chat for this morning. And I feel really happy about it because I didn't know it was going to come through, but I've enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying it as well. So I will talk to you again tomorrow, and I hope that you have a really lovely day of being present in the moment and honest with what's real for you, because you're worth that. There's nothing so shameful or so terrible that you can't be truthful, because underneath it all, you are love, and you are loved, and you are good enough. You are enough just as you are. And that's one of the benefits of transparency, I'm just realizing, is that we get to experience that that's really true. So have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Blessed be.